Hi there, my dear students. In this lecture video, I'll discuss another way of doing cross product between two vectors. Okay, so again, I'll be using the same vectors that I use in my other cross product example video. Ayan. So we have here the two vectors. We have a different video for using different methods, of course, no? So in this particularly, we will use by components. Okay, so how do we do this? This will be using the definition of the components of cross products. Okay, so let's discuss that. So we know that any vector can be written in component form, no, in unit vectors form. So if a vector A, the general and most complete component notation would be you have ax I hat for the x component, and then you have ay um, j hat plus a z k hat. So it will just depend on the actual vector whether it really has three components, whether it has two, or whether it has one. But this would be the most complete form, because in the real setting we move in a 3D space. No, we'd like to believe. And then see vector B, same manner. So bx I hat plus by j hat plus bzk hat. Wherein this can also be written as ax x component, the vector sum of the components ay and then the az. Okay, so that you know, of course, that axi hat is the corresponding x component vector of A. So px as a vector plus the y plus the z component here. So if we get therefore the cross product of A cross B, then it means that these components of A would be distributed to the cross product of B. So you have, let's write the components here. Okay, ay, az, and then you have cross I'm sorry, B. So we have bx plus by plus b z, and then let's give this a new label, new name. Let's call this vector c. So c is the cross product of a and b. If we plug in now the components of this ax, so ax component is ax I hat. Yes, I can hear you. This is very tedious if we do the distribution na. So ay j hat plus azk hat. Again, be very keen. Every time I put the unit vectors I hat, j hat, k hat, I no longer put the arrow sign on top of vectors ax, ay, az. Okay? Yan. Times bx, no arrow on top of b because I want to put the direction I hat. Magnitude by, direction j hat. Magnitude bz, direction k hat. And then we will do a FOIL here, no? Distributive property. So if I put the first few parts here just to show the first part. So I'll distribute AX. I'm sorry, I want to use another. I'll distribute AX to and that. So that will give me, I'll have AX. I'll focus on the magnitude first. AX times BX. And then I'll have I hat cross I hat. Tama? And then plus, I'll have AX multiplied to BY, but the direction of AX is I hat. And then cross the direction of BY, which is J hat. And then finally, I'll have AX times BZ, and then the unit vectors I hat cross K hat. Now, we will do that. In the next step, AY will be distributed and AZ will be distributed again. But I will not show that very long method here. I'll just show you the first, and then you can do that on your own. Okay, try to derive the equation that you have in your book. So let's just simplify this first. Ayan. So whatever value of AX BX, however, you have I cross I. Okay, ito na ngayon. So our technique here, you write in your scratch, for example, you have I hat, J hat, K hat, and then you go clockwise. Okay, clockwise. Okay, so if you have I cross J, if you follow the clockwise direction here, I cross J, the resulting direction would be the following direction. So if it's I cross J, then the following is positive K. The same thing as, so sabi ko, I cross J, you go to your guide here, I cross J will be positive K hat. Okay? But if we have, let's say, J cross K, what do you think is the answer? So J cross K, go counterclockwise. After K, it's I hat. Tama? And then if you have K cross I, then the direction of the new vector would be, okay, you're correct, J. Because again, remember what I've mentioned when we define the cross product, that the cross product of any two vectors, the direction will always be along the unoccupied axis. So if your two vectors that you are making cross product with are along the x and the y plane, then their resulting cross product will be in the z-axis. Tama ba? If the two vectors are, like in this case, in the yz plane, then the resulting cross product of the two is in the unoccupied x-axis. Kaya ang lalabas na unit vector ay hat. And then ito naman, kung nasa zx plane, ang resulta nasa y. Okay? So, but if you go the other way around, ika-counterclock, mag-go against, ano ka dito, the opposite direction, say, baliktarin ko. J cross I. So, you go to your guide, ito yung guide natin, J cross I, you are going in the counterclockwise direction. So, the following direction here, K hat, would have an opposite direction. So it will be going towards the negative K hat. The same thing is true here. So you have K cross J. K cross J is also counterclockwise. So I'll have negative I hat. And then if I have I, ano yun? I cross K, that's counterclockwise, so the resulting would be negative J hat. Okay? So, if we have, let me just finish this because you can always use this to check your answers. By scribbling IJK in your scratch, tapos clockwise. So, if I have negative I hat cross K hat, how do we do that? Okay, so if one of the factors here are negative, do not tawag nito, don't mind it yet. As if they're just positive lang muna. So I cross K, that would be negative J, right? but meron ka pang negative sign dito. So negative times negative, then the answer would be positive j hat. Okay? Now, however, if you're getting the cross product of parallel components or anti-parallel, what do you think is the cross product of two parallel vectors? Okay? You are correct. If the two vectors are parallel, meaning they're going in the same direction, there's no way that they'll have components that are perpendicular to each other, so their vector product is always zero. Okay? Kaya, every time you see, let's say, same unit vectors being cross product together, tama ba ang term ko? I cross I. So si I is, they're both parallel. So immediately magsisiro ka. Okay? Kasi pag pupunta ka dito din sa guide natin na clockwise, counterclockwise, there's no way na makamove kang clockwise or counterclockwise kung nasa iisang unit vector ka lang. I cross I, J cross K, or K cross K. So you can also use that logic. Yan. So this would be the same as J cross J, the same as K cross K. Zero talaga yan. Okay? These are parallel. Kung anti-parallel, meaning there's 100-degree angle between them, let's say ang isa papuntang left, tapos yung isa papuntang right, so zero pa rin yan because then again, the sine of 180 is zero. Okay? Basta kay pareho sila sa axis na naglalay, zero kaagad yan. So having said these things here, balik tayo dito sa simplification natin. So dito pa lang, I cross I, magsisiro na yan. I cross J, what's I cross J? It's positive K. So ang matitira dito, I will still have to have AX, no matter what value that is, BY, and then I cross J, this becomes positive K hat. Tama ba? Okay, I have K hat here. And then plus, ito, I cross K. I cross K will become negative J. So this becomes now negative AX, BZ, and then I cross K becomes negative J. Ito na, carried na siya dito sa minus here. Negative J. Ayan. So, this will continue kasi didistribute mo pa ito si AYJ. Diyan na naman, times that, times that, times that. You'll have another set of terms. And then ito na naman, times that, times that. So, I leave it up to you to finish the whole process here of deriving. And hopefully, you will reach this definition. Ito na yung dapat na when you simplified all the multiplication all the multiplication parts here with the correct cross product of the unit vectors, ito dapat ang lalabas sa sagot mo. So they should be wait, let me think again. AY PZ minus AZ BY, and this will be the magnitude of the x component plus you'll have AZ times BX minus AX times BZ. This will be the J component. Okay, I hope you're still with me. If not, you take a rest, pause nyo muna ang video, minom ng tubig, saka bumalik dito. Okay, and then, so this will be, and the final component would be, you'll have AX times BY minus AY times BX, and then this would be K. So again, I'm inviting you to perform the derivation here and then check if you arrive at these terms. Ayan. Where in class, itong first term natin dito, This is actually the x component of C, because you know that it is its coefficient is I hat. And then the second term here with the j hat, this is actually the cy component. And then this one is the z component. Ayan. Sorry. Ayan. Z component. Because if we defined here that the cross product of A with B is C, para this can still be written as C equals Cx I hat plus the Y component J hat plus the Z component K hat. Yan. Okay, so kayo na ang bahalang mag uh, tapusin nyo yung derivation natin. Okay? So now that we have the definition now of the components of the cross product, all we need to do is to substitute the corresponding coefficients. Okay? Ayan. So, by the way, before natin i-substitute yung sa given vectors, there's mnemonic again in arranging the components here. No? If you notice, tingnan nyo ngang mabuti, Cx component, so if you're looking for Cx, then maglo-loop ka ulit to xyz, xyz. So what do I mean by that? Take a look at the x component here. So kung x ang hinahanap mo, then the product will always be the y for A and then z. So tingnan mo ang subscript. Looking for x, then it's always the product of A and B components. But what specific components? X, so y and z, minus, so always minus yan. And then, ano lang siya, reflection siya ng first term here. So, if it's A, Y, B, Z, minus, it's still A and B, but the subscript would be Z, Y. Ano siya, parang reflection siya ng kabila in the subscript form. So, it will always loop XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. Kaya, so wag mong kalimutan ang unit vector na I hat dyan kasi direction yan ni CX. When you're looking for the Y component of C, so nauna ka na kay Y, ang next ni Y would be the Z. So Z, tapos magbalik ka agad kay X. Minus ulit, and then subscript, reflection, X, and then Z. And then, i-bracket mo yan, tapos J hat ka. And then finally, when you're looking for the Z component, so si Z, ang next na naman sa loop, babalik ka kay X, tapos Y, and then reflection, Y, X, tapos K hat. That's one way of looking at it, no? X, Y, Z, and then reflection. Now, so assuming that we now have this definition of C here, tapos ang binigay sa atin na vector, naka-component form. Ito. Ito yung original na binigay sa atin. Okay? And then you are looking for the cross product. So we will use the components of C and then isa-substitute natin to. Okay? Sige. So, asan ko na ba ilalagay ito? Magulo na ang aking life dito. Yan. Lagay natin siya sa other side. Okay? So, I hope this video is not that long. Kung masyado na siyang long, mag-rest muna, mag-pause muna for a while. But let me just finish this once and for all. So, I'll have my C equals A cross B. Yan. And then, I'll put my values now. So, my AX is positive 1 point. I'm sorry, AY pala. XY, no? Yan. So, I'll have the AY is, ano yun? Sige, isa-isahin natin para hindi tayo maguluhan. So, hanapin muna natin si CX component. So, lagay natin yung equation. So, this will be equal to A, Y, P, Z, kasi nga X, Y, Z. Minus reflection, Z, B, Y. And then, that's the numerical coefficient. And then, don't forget the unit vector I. So, let's plug in the values now. AY is 3.38. BZ is 0. Kasi wala siyang Z component. Walang 0 component si A. And then si BY is 1.20. Yan. So therefore, CX is 0. Yan. Let's go to CY. CY, so Y, ang susunod ni Y is Z, and then babalik sa X, minus, reflection, AX, BZ, and then unit vector J hat. Let's plug in the values. AZ is 0 ulit, BX is negative 2.08. So, ang kalaban natin dito is carelessness, no? If in case nagkamali tayong mag-plug in. So, we are still expecting that it has no component in the Y. So, this is still 0. And then, finally, the Z component na inaasahan natin, we are expecting that the cross product of A with B will be in the Z axis because A and B are on the XY plane. So the only unoccupied axis is the Z. Kaya yun ang inaasahan natin. Let's validate. Whoops! Lo, so naman eh. Yan. Ay! Lumiit yata. Sorry guys. There. Okay, let me move this up. Okay. Ay, hindi ko na makita ang values. Yun. So, I'll have si Z ang hinahanap ko. So, tapos ni Z, X ulit, and then si Y, and then reflection, Y, and then X. And then I will not forget the K hat. So, plugging in the values, AX is 1.23. BY is positive 1.20 minus AY positive 3.38. Lah. Ano na yan? 3.38 times BX negative 2.08 and then K hat. Okay. Let's check this. 1.23 times 1.2 plus 3.38, 2.08 equals 8.51. Yan. So, CZ is equal to 8.51 square meters and this should be K hat. So, if we put together now, sabi natin si C is equal to A cross B, and this is equal to CX plus CY plus CZ, but we know that the two components are 0. Therefore, in our final answer, A cross B is 8.51 square meters towards K hat, or you can also say it's 8.51 square meters away from the XY plane and into the observer. So this is exactly the same as our answer when we use the determinant. Oops. Laka, ano na yan? When we use the determinant method in the other video, I don't know if nauna nyo ba yung tingnan kaysa sa dito. So using the determinant method, we still arrive at this answer. So since we have used two methods already, with these two vectors na naka-component, and then we arrive at very similar answers, then it is safe to declare that the answer is accurate. Okay? So, again, when you are given vectors in component, you have two methods that you can choose from in getting the cross product. You can use the 3x3 matrix and get the determinant of that. Or you can use the definition of the component form of the cross product of any two vectors, which is ito siya. Yan, you don't need to memorize kasi meron naman tayong mnemonic na naglo-loop lang siya, XYZ, XYZ. Okay? Ayan. So, I think I have to stop here. I've bored you enough already. I'll see you in my next videos. Stay well.